Welcome back to Navigating Chronic Illness with Heart and Hope, a space where we come together to honor both the weight and the beauty of living with chronic illness and caregiving. I'm Valerie Alawiye, and I'm so grateful that you've joined us today. As the holiday season approaches, many people feel a pull between joy and sorrow, celebration and exhaustion, and tradition and change. For caregivers, this season often carries layers of responsibility and unspoken grief. Today, I want to talk with you about what it means to carry grief into the holidays as a caregiver, how that grief shapes your experience, and how you can honor it while still finding moments of meaning and rest. Grief shows up in many ways during the holidays, but for caregivers, it often takes on a particular shape. You may grieve the traditions you neither have time nor the energy to carry out. You may grieve the way gatherings feel smaller or different because illness has changed your loved one's capacity to participate. You may grieve for yourself, missing the freedom you once had to travel, to say yes to invitations, or to relax into the seasons without a plan for every detail of care. This grief is real. It's not selfish. It's not something to hide or minimize. Holidays highlight what has changed. They illuminate absence, they magnify loss, and they bring into sharp relief the gap between what was once familiar and what now feels foreign. For caregivers, that gap can feel overwhelming. Grief also shows up in more subtle ways. Perhaps you feel alone when friends talk about their holiday plans, and you know yours will look different. Perhaps you notice a sting of resentment when you see others moving through this season with ease. These feelings can surprise you, and they may feel uncomfortable, but they're a part of the landscape of caregiving. Naming them is the first step in keeping them from hardening into bitterness. If this reflection resonates with you, consider exploring these themes more deeply through a personalized coaching session. In my coaching work, I help caregivers identify what they need most in seasons of change and find sustainable ways to care for themselves while caring for others. Holidays bring expectation. They carry cultural scripts that tell us how things should look and feel. We imagine warmth, togetherness, and tradition. When illness reshapes those scripts, however, grief grows heavier because it rubs against the weight of expectation. You may find yourself measuring this holiday against the memory of previous ones. That comparison brings grief close to the surface. It's important to remember that grief is not only about death, it's also about the loss of ease, the loss of familiarity, and the loss of dreams you held for your family. During the holidays, you may also feel pressure to hide grief so as not to burden others or dampen their excitement. But hiding your grief can deepen your sense of isolation. And the truth is that grief and joy can coexist. You can hold sorrow for what was once lost and appreciate what remains in the very same moment. If you're ready to move beyond reflection and into intentional change, coaching can offer both support and structure. Together, we explore the real-world challenges of balancing grief, caregiving, and growth, so you don't have to navigate them alone. One of the most healing steps you can take is to give yourself permission to say, "This is hard." Acknowledging the truth doesn't mean you're ungrateful, And it doesn't mean that you're failing. It means you are human, and it means you are loving deeply in circumstances that are profoundly demanding. Sometimes caregivers silence their grief out of fear that naming it will make them seem unloving or resentful. In reality, the opposite is true. Honesty opens the doors to compassion. When you acknowledge grief, you allow yourself to process it rather than carrying it silently. You also create space for others to offer support. Holidays are often built on ritual. When life changes, those rituals need to change as well. Honoring what has changed can be a powerful act of both processing grief and embracing love. This may look like simplifying traditions so that they fit your capacity. For example, instead of preparing a large meal, perhaps you choose one or two of your favorite dishes. Instead of attending every single gathering, perhaps you host a quiet evening at home with a few loved ones. These adjustments are not failures. They are ways of honoring your reality and protecting your energy. You may also find it meaningful to create new rituals that acknowledge your caregiving role. Lighting a candle for what has been lost, writing a note of gratitude for what remains, or setting aside a moment of quiet reflection can anchor you in the midst of change. If you would like help adapting these old traditions or creating new ones that reflect your current season, coaching can provide a supportive framework to help you design them intentionally, grounded in what matters most to you. Although there's an emotional weight to grief, it also affects your body and your energy. As a caregiver, your capacity is already stretched. So here are some practical ways for you to take care of yourself. Set boundaries. Decide in advance which invitations you will accept and which you will decline. Saying no is a way of protecting your energy and honoring your caregiving role. Plan for rest. Build in recovery time after gatherings or events. Fatigue can magnify grief. Giving yourself permission to rest is essential. Ask for help. Share specific requests with friends or family. For example, ask someone to bring a meal, help with decorating, or spend time with your loved one so you can take a break. Create moments just for you. Even 10 minutes of quiet can help you reconnect with yourself. Listen to music, step outside for fresh air, or write a few words in your journal. Allow flexibility. Traditions can evolve. Give yourself freedom to let go of what no longer serves you and to embrace what brings you peace. In my coach training programs, I will teach you how to help others develop and implement similar strategies because the ability to evoke awareness is foundational coaching skills. If you want to help others build these practices into their daily life, please visit my website at coachingforchronicillness.com to learn more about upcoming training opportunities. Even in the midst of grief, the holidays can still hold moments of beauty. They may not look like what they once did, but they can still carry meaning. Hope is not about ignoring sorrow. Hope is about trusting that light still exists alongside the darkness. As a caregiver, you embody resilience. The very act of showing up for your loved ones day after day is an expression of love that goes deeper than tradition. Your holidays may look quieter, smaller, or slower, but they are no less sacred. If you're ready to begin turning that quiet resilience into a renewed vision for your life, one that honors your needs as well as your responsibilities. Consider scheduling a discovery call. Together, we can explore what support might help you design what thriving might look like in this season. If you are entering this holiday season with grief in your heart, know that you are not alone. Many caregivers carry the same quiet sorrow. Your grief is not weakness. It's a reflection of how much you care. Your love is seen and your effort matters. As you move through the coming weeks, may you give yourself permission to honor your grief, to protect your energy, and to embrace moments of beauty as they appear. Thank you for joining me for this conversation. My hope is that you leave with a sense of validation and with practical ways to care for yourself during the holiday season. Thank you. To support you, I have created 2 free resources. First, a journaling companion, Holiday Reflection Journal for Caregivers, that offers reflective prompts to help you process the unique grief and joys of the holiday season. You can use it daily or whenever you need space to reflect. Please download your free journaling companion at https://coaching-chronic-illness.kit.com/holiday-reflection-journal-for-caregivers. The second resource is My Caregiver Holiday Wellbeing Plan, a worksheet designed to help you honor your grief, protect your energy, and create space for light during the holidays. Please download your free worksheet at https://coaching-for-caregiver-holiday-well-being-plan. Want to learn more? Subscribe to my newsletter for ongoing reflections, free tools, and notification of new episodes of Navigating Chronic Illness with Heart and Hope with Valerie Alawiye, my video series on grief, illness, and gentle healing. Or visit us on our website at coachingforchronicillness.com to explore options to receive more support.